it's I don't like it. I don't like it at all.
Okay, but the one where you metal streamed at bats to save me was pretty cool.
I did have a dream when I was in a cave and I was using my metal screams to confuse bats that were flying at jacks because I heard that they see by sonar and my metal screams were keeping the bats from attacking jacks. That was a cool dream. Original owner 777. The one I still have occasionally is flashbacks from Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds. But then I did large quantities back in the day. I also did huge quantities of Lucy back in the day. And I never have dreams where I'm flashbacking of that. It's always some weird, violent awfulness, bro. I wouldn't mind dreams like that, to be honest with you. Cookie Monster, yo, what's up? Thank you for being here. Cookie Monster said, I wanted to say you.
I'm okay. Hi, 12. How are you doing? I don't know how the screen looks to you. I'm having problems on my side. It's flashing on my side, but I've decided to try it. I'm here. That's about it. I'm having migraines and my depression and PTSD has been going crazy. You doing okay? It's a laptop I'm using. That may help with my picture, but not with the. I'm having like a strobe light effect on my computer. I have to take it in. Okay, all right, it's starting to slow down a little bit. I need to make there. Oops, now it's smaller. No, it's bigger. Yeah. Hey, there. You quit flashing. Oh. Maybe that's why I need to increase the size of the wording. I think I was starting to lose what little mind I had left. No, they put me on new meds for PTSD and they haven't kicked in yet. And one of them I can't take until they have to rearrange the dosage or something because my insurance won't pay for it. So I have to wait till the doctor gets back in town. How did you find me? I don't know if I recognize your name. Yeah, I've just been on this new meds for about a week, so I know I have to be patient. The last time they changed the medication, they had me on two medications at the same time, which is not a good idea. Bad idea. Had bad effects. Well, that's what I was doing. Sorry. I was having hallucinations. I was suicidal. My depression and PTSD doubled. It was a nightmare. I have two accounts that I send my notice on that I'm live. Can't get. No. I've been reading. I read a lot of science fiction. Yeah, I know I'm in the dark. I'm also watching. I'm also watching some science fiction movies. Unique. I'm watching a science fiction movie right now. It's a little bit unique. It's a really Christian science fiction movie called The Shift. It stars Sean Astin and a guy named Sean Astin and Neil McDonough. Neil McDonough, if you ever saw the TV show Arrow or Legends of Tomorrow and The Flash and Star Trek, The House, and others. Cop changes a teen. It's a pretty good movie. Neil McDonough has played a lot of bad guys on TV and movies. He plays the devil in this. It's a pretty good movie. I'm not sure who Sean Astin plays. He's not the main character, but it's kind of like a parallel Earth like storyline, parallel universe. But yeah, there's a company that did a movie series called The Chosen, based on the Bible, and he same people did this series, this movie, and it looked. I just started it, so I've been watching that. Chosen, Chosen. It's a modern day version of the life of Jesus. It was on the CW for a couple of years. It was one. It was the only decent. It was the only high. It was the only series they had that had any ratings. Ironically, they reran the series, and it's the only series that had any ratings, which is kind of ironic. It was on Sunday nights. Hopefully, they'll bring it back when the new season starts up. I hope you got answered me. How did you find me? Or just passing through? Yeah, YouTube's been doing that lately. I have my moments, some good moments and some bad moments. So I apologize for the bad moments. But Yeah, I used to do live streams almost every night. Then I realized that was a bad idea, and I started losing my mind even more than normal. I don't know how anybody does. I do TikToks once in a while too, and I don't know how they do that. A lot of them do it every night, and I don't know how they do that every night. Oh. And some of them are crazy. Some of them are crazy in a good way. Some of them are crazy in a bad way. On both YouTube and on TikTok, I've met some of them on both. So far, you seem like one of the sane ones, so I hope. I'm not sure if I am, so I am a safe sane one. I'm more of the old school sci-fi. I'm a huge Star Wars fan. The Tron trilogy is one of my favorites. I don't know if you ever heard of them. By I'm having a senior moment. Star Wars Tron, Thrawn. Timothy Zahn, TimothyZahn. I think. Yeah. It's a Star Wars trilogy. Yeah. They adapted some of that for the Star Wars series Ahsoka. They brought him into the Ahsoka series on the Disney Plus. I was a little bit worried about that because usually when they adapt something from the books or comics or the movies or something, you usually screw it up. But they hired Timothy Zahn to keep an eye on his baby, so they made sure that they kept the character Thrawn, Thrawn, intact. They did not mess him up. They messed everything else up in the storyline, but they kept him intact. He was a character. He was probably the most popular Star Wars villain in Star Wars history, and until the cartoon series Star Wars Rebels, he had never been on screen. And that was just a couple years ago. He was a military genius. They had to change the story from the books because most of the characters and most of the actors from the books are dead. There's the original cast from the original Star Wars series. And after the last disastrous Star Wars trilogy, Mark Hamill's character Luke is dead. Carrie Fisher, the actress, is dead. Han Solo is dead. Chewbacca is dead, the actor and the character. So pretty much everybody's dead. I think Billy D. Williams is the only one still alive. So they couldn't really do. They screwed up what happened to Luke and Hans afterwards, or Leia and Hans afterwards. So they couldn't do the story right. Originally, the plan was the final trilogy was supposed to be the Thrawn trilogy, but Disney decided to change it and go another way and screwed everything up. If they gone with the Thrawn trilogy, it would have been a huge success. But that would have been too easy. What do you like to read, or what do you like? Do you watch TV, or what do you like to do? If you get a chance, if you get a chance, check out. It's called Heir to the Empire. The Thrawn trilogy is called Heir to the Empire by Timothy Zahn. Dune, I never read. Yep, they even made a pun. They even used that as a pun or a nod to that. They even said that in the book. In the Ahsoka series, when they were talking about looking for Thrawn, they said he's the heir to the Empire. They made that nod to that. The title, the original, the trilogy. I believe that was the name of the original first novel. But so, yeah, they also had. I can't think of the actor's name. They had the guy who played Volstagg in the Thor movies, was also the villain in that Ahsoka series. He died. The actor died not long after filming the Ahsoka series. They lost a lot of actors with the Star Wars family in the last few weeks. No, Ray something. Hold on, because I was trying to remember the name. We lost Carl Weathers, who played Apollo Creed in the original Rocky movies. He was in the Mandalorian Star Wars spinoff. But we lost Ray Stevenson, who played Volstagg in the Thor movies. He was also a Dark Jedi in the Ahsoka series. He died. So it may not be a good idea to take a major role in the Star Wars series. You die somewhere during it, right after it. But yeah, I'm more of I'm a classic sci-fi. I hate to admit one of my favorite classics is a show called Doctor Who, but I'm not too thrilled with the way they're going with that series right now. Yeah, they're going off the deep end with that series right now. I mean, they I remember they took one of my all-time favorite villains. Yeah, well, they're not going to be too happy now. I remember a couple years ago, they took one of their arch enemies, the Doctor, called the Master, who was kind of like a devil-like character. He wasn't a devil. He was the same race as the Doctor. And turned him like into a yuppie gangster played by Eric Roberts, who was Julia Roberts' brother. And I hated the role. I thought they couldn't do any worse than that. Well, they had to prove me wrong. It's not 100% certain, and I'm not a homophobe, but there's a possibility that the next master is going to be a drag queen. I don't even want to go there. I have no problems with drag queens, but when no. The character's already been a woman. I didn't mind that. But no. I've seen the actor in the costume, and if that's who he's playing or she's playing or whatever you want to call it, no. If you ever seen the movie Witches of Eastwick with Bette Midler, he looks like Bette Midler in that role. Or she, or whatever you want to call it, or her, or it. Yeah, trust me. Ah, yes. That is one of the scariest villains in Doctor Who history. They weren't until they made the Statue of Liberty into a weeping angel. I don't know if you knew that. No, I'm not kidding. Yeah. The Doctor and Amy and Rory ended up in Manhattan or in New York somewhere, and the Statue of Liberty came after him as a weeping angel. No, silly's not the right word. Ludicrous, yes. Silly, no. They also, I don't know if you knew this, they brought Neil Patrick Harris onto Doctor Who. That's why they brought Russell T Davies back, who brought Doctor Who back in the 90s after it had been off the air for many years, because they had run out of ideas. They brought Neil Patrick Harris back as an old villain called the Toymaker, who was one of the original Doctors from the 60s villains. Then they brought back a bunch of old companions from the old days in cameos for the 60th anniversary. Then they did the last of the female. They had the female Doctor. They even brought back, there were 3 companions when the Doctor Who started. A couple who were teachers and the Doctor's granddaughter. Only one of the teachers and the granddaughter is still alive, and one of the teachers made a guest appearance in the episode. Now, I like the idea of recycling old characters. I like to see what's happened to some of the characters. Like Ian, who's in his 90s, made an appearance. He was one of the first people to be in the TARDIS. I'm hoping someday to bring the granddaughter back. If you've seen Doctor Who, do you remember the character Donna? Her grandfather, Wilford. If you want to see the classic old Who, before it came back, Tubi, T-U-B-I, has the original 7 Doctors, or 6 Doctors, for free, T-U-B-I. Up to Sylvester McCoy. There was they had a character on Doctor Who under David Tennant named Wilford Mott. He was an old geezer. There was a Doctor Who had 2 movies back in the 60s with Peter Cushing. I think of Peter Cushing playing the Doctor. He had a companion. It was played by Bernard Cribbins. Bernard Cribbins played the companion. Years later, he would come back as the Donna, this character Donna, who was the Doctor's companion's grandfather. Not the same character. He played a new character. When they decided to bring Donna back for these 60th anniversary specials, which include Neil Patrick Harris's character. They brought Wilfred back, her grandfather. Bernard Cribbins was in his 90s. While filming, Bernard Cribbins died. Not during the filming. He ended up in the hospital. So they had to film around it. And they did not, they left him alive. They had him off shooting, skate shooting or something like that. So they never dealt with his death. So it just, it was 97 years old. The actor was just, it was kind of sad. It's just like, I was so excited to hear that he was coming back, and then to find him out, he passed away. It's like, damn. Yeah, he was one of the most, everybody was more excited about him coming back than anything, because they loved the character. He was a comedian. Pretty much every news broadcast over in England broadcasted his death. It was part of the news broadcast. That's how popular and loved he was over in England. Well, it's 9:30, and I think I'm going to bed. And you were only, I wasn't going to be on this long anyways. I was coming in at 8:30, but that bloody screen I couldn't get on. But I hope to talk to you guys. I hope I'll talk to you again soon. I'll be on here and there once in a while. Hey, usually I'm up this late anyways. I'm tired tonight. Now I'll talk to you again soon. Take care. If you get a chance, if you check out those two movies, Chosen and The Chef, tell me what you think. Okay?